Because indeed, this is a 59-minute show. I want to do a couple of shout outs. This is really nice to hear these messages and stuff. But what's so cool, just quick shout out, Mike Phillip, Pastor Mike Phillip up in Alberta. You remember Mike from American Hawk Radio?
Yes.
Well, and he shouts out, I know he wishes you the best because he knows what it's like to be an entrepreneur and you step out on your own. What you haven't told people, Tanner, is you gave up everything.
I did.
To move back to Bremerton to be close to your two boys.
Yeah. I mean, you hear about people walking away from their corporate jobs for passions. To go back to what I said earlier about one of the most important questions that you can ask yourself is, who am I? Right. And am I reflecting on myself based on the position that I do? We talked about it on the last radio show. I hid behind a misdirected identity for years of being a chef, right? I was a chef. I was Tanner the chef. I wasn't Tanner the father. I wasn't Tanner the child of God. I wasn't Tanner the community member. I wasn't Tanner the guy that you could call on if you needed a ride or, you needed. I didn't feel those things about myself. I was a chef. My identity was all mixed up in what I was. And so, I think there's so much, there's so much power in letting go. And it doesn't mean that you give up. I have no give up in me. But when I changed my profile on LinkedIn, I didn't put coach. I mean, I did. I mean, it says coach in there if you dig down, but the very first thing that it says on there is child of God. The very second thing it says is father of boys, right? What is the most important impact that I'm going to have on the world? Because obviously you can tell I care about my purpose, right? I want to help people, right? But what if the most important impact that I have on the world isn't through me? What if the most important impact I have on the world is through someone else? What if the most important impact that I have on the world is through my children? And if I'm not there to make sure that I have that impact, who is? We talked about it on the last show also, about whoever wins the kids wins. I could not in good conscience sit there any longer away from my children and let them grow up without me.